just go to the intro before you do it, while you do it.
Should be the third.
Do it. Yo, and we're live. Welcome to Keepin' Spiel,
Hell yeah, baby.
episode number 19. We skipped a week.
That's why I kept asking you what episode it was. It was like
Right.
one fucking week, and I'm just, it's just number 2, right?
Don't act like we don't ask what episode it is every week.
We do, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was just me
Right.
feeling like well, we didn't do it last week, so.
We felt like we were didn't want to give you guys too much of a good thing, so we took a week off.
Yeah. We showed you guys.
That and Game of Thrones was over, so we cried for a week.
I just cried for other reasons, purposes.
Same.
It's good to cry. It's 4 out of 5 dentists say it's good to cry. So yeah, it was fucking, what was it, Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. What did you do for it?
Nothing. You didn't come back from Chicago, so I just laid on my bed and cried because it's the only thing I had
Tyke
going.
said, yeah, there's no Thrones to talk about. You guys are through. Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's what we feel like.
Yeah, I talked to Tyke, I don't know, like last week, and that kind of came up. He's like, you guys got to start watching something else or to talk about on the podcast. I was like, yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah. I started watching Chernobyl, but, I mean, yeah. As soon as, I mean, if you end up watching it, we could talk about that, but, you know.
Yeah, I still have, what is it, HBO?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I still got HBO. I haven't canceled it yet. I almost did it, but I didn't cancel it yet, so I'm going to check it out. It's 5-6 parts?
I think there's 6 episodes total for the whole thing. I don't know if it's finished yet or what. Tyke would know. He's been, like, watching it since it came out.
So it's not like a
It's a
season,
mini-series.
miniseries?
Yeah.
Like how they did It back in the day?
Yeah,
2-part miniseries
kind of,
on
but like
ABC or whatever.
yeah, it's like a. You having a hard time over there?
Yeah, I don't know how to share it to
All right, hold on.
And then, so I still got HBO. Now it's my time to take over. Anyways, still got HBO. So it's a 6-part episode. How long are the episodes or minis?
First episode was an hour and a half. I didn't check the rest.
No. So I got that look. It's the finale tonight, Tyke?
I just finished episode 3, Tyke, and dude, the makeup that they do for the radiation poisoning, dude, that shit is so fucking scary, dude. It looks so goddamn gnarly. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really well done. Not that I've seen somebody dying of radiation poisoning, but
They're all feature length.
all right, cool. That's what it seemed like.
So, yeah, I'm going to check that out since I still have HBO. Dude, when you said something about it, I was like, you talking about that one movie, Chernobyl Diaries? Came out like 8 years ago? It was like a fucking spiritual film about Chernobyl. Back when like all the Conjuring movies and movies like that were coming out. Some guy was like, do one about Chernobyl.
All right.
A haunted elementary school in Chernobyl. Chernobyl Diaries.
Is that really what it's about?
Mm-mm.
Could
Could be. Could be.
That's funny.
Didn't do shit on Memorial Day, honestly. You were in Chicago?
Yeah.
Well, for
I went there to, my girlfriend did like visuals for a couple of bands I really like. She did them for them also in Ohio the day before, but I was working. But But yeah, I went with her on Sunday. We went and saw Invalids and Snooze and Use Big Words. Some math rock bands. They're pretty good, man. But it was cool to see her fucking doing her visuals to it because bands I really like, and I don't know, her art's pretty cool.
Not invalids.
Invalids, yeah.
Invalids. How many times have you been to Chicago?
Been there like 2 times recently, but I remember going there when I was like younger.
You kidding? Yeah.
In like elementary school or like middle school or something.
I've never been to Chicago, and people are like, when people find out that I've never been to Chicago, they're like, what? And then when they find out I've never been up north, they're like, fucking.
Like,
they
what
just
does
pull out
up
their
north even
phone.
mean?
Yeah, they pull out their phone. They're calling 911 because they're suspecting like I don't know,
Terrorist.
fucking terrorist. You've never been up north. I don't know. Just never been up there. Fucking can't swim. What do you want me to do?
What is the actual?
I can't.
What is the fucking cutoff for being up north? You know what I mean? Where's up north start in Michigan? Do you know? Like just anywhere north. You go north like 20 miles. You're up north.
I think I've been to Royal Oak a couple times. That's up north.
It's a little bit up north.
Yeah. Been to. Well, I did go to Mount Pleasant one time. That's like up. That's super up north. That's like. It's like, right there. I think. We're over here.
I know. I assume like we're talking up here, but who knows? It could be like right here for all I know.
Yeah.
It's just one of those fucking things white people get saying. They're like going up north.
You gotta go, Ken. It's fucking beautiful up there.
Right.
Like, I'm sure it is. Like, it's an entirely different world up north compared to down here. We're just simple.
Houghton Lake, up north.
And you
Real good fishing up there, brother.
Catch me a whitefish.
Gonna catch me a White Walker.
Show
the Cersei.
We couldn't even last one episode without fucking
right back in it. I'll tell you what, dude. Since the past week, like a week has gone since the fucking season finale, or it's been 2 weeks now, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, 2. I think.
But anyway, since then, dude, it's crazy to think about how much that show and that whole story just colonizes my brain, dude. It's just like, dude, it just takes over, and that's all I think about for like the whole all my free time.
Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones.
It kind of sucks, being like going on like for me going on Instagram and during the whole series finale, like I'd go on Instagram and then like your discovery page of Instagram would be relative to what you were searching or whatever, and it would be Game of Thrones during that season or series finale, and now that shit's still on there. So when I go on Discovery, it's like I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I don't give a shit.
Like more people bringing up more things that were bad about it. It's like, all right, dude, cool. Like, quit ruining it even more for me, dude.
Yeah. So I had to followed like 9 fucking like chefs pages and cooking pages just to mix it up and shit. I was just like, now I'm seeing Game of Thrones like cookbooks and shit. Right. It's like, Ken's gonna like this.
That's kind of what I did with my Facebook, dude. I added a bunch of joined a bunch of podcaster groups, video podcast groups and stuff like that, and then it's now all my feed is just people asking basic audio questions, like troubleshooting questions. And I'm like, dude, I guess I could help these people and just I don't know, you know what I mean? I guess that's the point of it, is to just help these people.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just don't. I just see them, I'm like, you can't even figure out how to get your fucking, your program to recognize your microphone, dude. Like you got bigger problems, dude. Maybe you should not podcast, or find some homie that can do it,
It's kind of annoying seeing the discovery page, and it's like, shit, I'm interested in like the Game of Thrones, like I said, the series finale, and just seeing funny memes. But I'll still see like memes that are funny about Game of Thrones. It's like, me personally, I'm just like, look at it and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit about I don't know. Just, I mean, it'd be like you guys, like you and Dan are big fucking Seinfeld fans, right? The show.
Right.
Just imagine like social media then, Instagram, the discovery page, and then
Oh,
like
dude,
it's done, and then you go on Instagram and you just keep like months later you keep seeing
Right. It's
like
dude.
memes of like Jason Alexander, Jerry Seinfeld, and they're mixing their personal lives with their characters, and
Right.
somebody's making a meme.
It's like, what is Jerry doing now that the show's over? Like, dude.
does he really do stand up?
Yeah.
Like, fucking.
Kit Harington has a meltdown. Like, how many times I've seen an article like that? It's like, dude, I don't fucking care, dude. Like,
Yeah,
boo-hoo.
he full blown checked into
Right.
rehab for stress and alcoholism.
I heard Seinfeld's a real jerk in real life.
I think people think he's
Fuck
on the
that.
spectrum, the autism spectrum, and that's why he's like that. Like, he doesn't know he's being like that. But yeah, I've seen in multiple interviews where he's just like, I think it's funny, but he is
Yeah.
definitely kind of being a dick, you know? Yeah, the one with Larry King, yeah, where he's just like super egotistical about it.
Oh fuck.
He's like, there's a big difference with.
Oh yeah, yeah. We played that.
Yeah.
He's just like giving a 82-year-old man with suspenders a bunch of shit, and Larry King's just going through like spells of Alzheimer's. He's like, okay, on tonight's show, Carrot Top, and Jerry Seinfeld's just right there, like, what?
Right.
And Larry King's just looking at him all confused, sweating a little bit, like. He's like, come on, Jerry, pick up the pace.
We got the double fucking thing going. That's cool though. Whatever.
I was it wasn't on Memorial Day, but yeah, I got a gnarly bout of food poisoning
Yeah.
last Friday.
Tell us about it.
So last Thursday, go home. I like my breakfast late, and by late I mean like 11:30 at night. So I made some. I don't know. I made just went grocery shopping the day before, so Wednesday, and I bought packaged like turkey breakfast sausage links, beef, and
Wait, turkey or beef?
I bought beef and turkey, but
Alright.
I cooked the beef.
All right.
That's what it was.
I
It
was wondering. I
vibrant.
thought there
Yeah.
was something that I
They
didn't
just
know
mixed
about.
the beef and turkey.
the turkey beef.
Burfy.
Burpee.
Burfy. Oh man, I think it sounds like a fucking trailer park name. Well, what's your daughter's name? Burfy.
Burpee.
Burfy? So yeah, I made breakfast at 11:30 at night, and I literally loaded up, but just a bunch of scrambled eggs and I don't know, some toast and 4 links, and I only ate 2 pieces, and I was like, okay, whatever. I ate it, fucking watched some TV, and then went to bed. And I woke up the next day at like 9 in the morning, just instantly like, my brain was like, I think you got to puke, dude. I was like, okay. So I got up, went to the bathroom, and I barfed all that food. And I was like staring at the nasty food. And I was just like, all right, that passed. So that was cool. And I flush the toilet, I go back, lay down. And like 5 minutes later, I open my eyes and my brain again's like, it's not done, dude. You got to puke
Got more
again.
work to do, dude.
Yeah, my body's like, dude, you got to barf. Go back to the bathroom, round 2, a barf, a little bit more food. And then just that nausea, like that fucking feeling of being like, oh man, now I'm like sick. Like I know something's up. And before I could even get up, I barf again. And then I'm just like, okay.
Were you doing any fucking back and forth action from shitting and then barfing, or both at the same time? Or was it just coming out of the one end at that point?
No, for the first, no joke, dude, the first 2 hours of barfing, that's when in between the 2 hours, I was like, okay, I got to drink like a lot of fluid and fight this baby. I got to give my troops
Right.
some ammo, which is water. And so I was just drinking more water after that 2 hours, and I started puking up all that water, and now my organs are hurting from pressing everything out, puking and shit, and my head's starting to hurt, my sides, all the organs and shit starting to hurt. And I stood up and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. I pull my pants down and I sit down, and it's just fucking this
is
quick, baby.
This is what it was.
Yeah. Just a little darker, though. And I was like, just knees on elbow, hands on forehead, like Jesus Christ, dude. So now my organs hurt even more from pressing out of, stage right, which is my butthole. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? So now my whole body's weak, fatigued. I'm wearing a t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, a hoodie, my boxers, sweatpants, 2 pairs of socks. And I'm laying underneath 2 blankets. I kill the AC. And then I close all the windows because I'm fucking sweating, but I'm so cold. And, dude, I honestly thought I was going through ice cream sandwich withdrawals. But I
You
wasn't.
just got to go grab one of these.
Yeah, I was like, Neapolitan. But no, dude, called off of work. And I even resorted to asking chef. I was like, dude, so what the fuck do I do? He's like, kind of like the bearer of bad news. Because I'm like all kinds of out of it. He's like, you just got to pass it, man. He's like, you got to keep drinking water and either puke it or poop it out. Right. He's like, that's the only thing you can do. And he knows I don't have health insurance. He's like, just don't go to the doctors unless you start, puking up blood. Right. Then it's, on a different level of fucked. I was like, all right. He's like, it was a Friday. So Friday night service down, me and probably somebody else, I bet. He was like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. I just hung up because it's like, I'm not going to be coming into work.
Right.
I got to deal with this. So first bout of puking started at 9:15, and it didn't stop. The puking and shitting didn't stop till when I fell asleep for the first time, probably 2:30 p.m.
God
so
damn.
I didn't fall asleep once. It was just constantly going back and forth. Or there was one point I just laid in the bathroom. I just fucking laid there. I was like, what's the point of getting up? I'm just sleeping on my fucking bathroom mat or whatever. Just dude, it was so fucking painful, man.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
I've had food poisoning before, but quick little spells where it's just all right, diarrhea or some shit.
Right.
And it's just all right, that passed.
Do you think it was the burfy, or do you think it was did you think you undercooked the eggs, or what do you think happened?
What it was, and the only way I can pinpoint this, is that my dad, he had some of that, the burfy. And after my second time of puking, as I was leaving the bathroom, he opened up his bedroom door and was like, "Are you puking?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't know. I ate something off yesterday or day before. I don't know." He's like, "Yeah, I think it was breakfast sausages." Just nonchalant.
Right.
He's like, "I think it was breakfast sausages." Because he didn't have any eggs. He just had a couple.
Like, it's the burfy.
He was like, "I told you not to buy the burfy. It's halal." But no, it was the burfy. Because he's like, "Yeah, I think it was the breakfast sausages." And I was just like, all right, we got that out of the way. And I was like, "Were you puking?" He's like, "No, a little bit of diarrhea." I'm like, all right. So
just got the iron gut. Dude.
Yeah, the years of working in Coney Islands and shit. He's got the fucking steel stomach. He's a little diarrhea. He's like, "I don't know. I feel." He's 61
He's like,
or
I feel
60.
actually great.
It's like, good. He's like, "I'm gonna go on a jog." Dude's got arthritis in his back and he's just fucking sprinting. No, but he was like, "Yeah, I think it was the breakfast sausage." He's like, "I didn't have any eggs like you did." And I'm like, "Fuck." I was like, "How many sausages do you eat?" He was like, "Well, you cooked, 8 of them. And, I had 5. And the other ones are still in the fridge." I was like, "You're okay? You had 5, I had 2? And he's like,
It had to be the eggs then, right?
He said he didn't have eggs.
"Yeah, my dad didn't have eggs, though."
Yeah, I know, but he wasn't shitting and throwing up.
Well,
he had the diarrhea.
yeah, he had the rhea.
The
I mean,
dysentery.
I don't know, he had it, but progressively going through the day, he said he kind of felt worse, weak and shit. He was just like, I can barely get up.
Lethargic.
Yeah, but dude, fucking death.
Yeah, man, I can't remember the last time I had food poisoning. It's been so long.
I didn't even know food poisoning got that bad.
Right.
If I was a baby, I'd be dead.
Right. Oh, for
For
sure.
sure
Dude.
be dead. And if
you're a baby, you wouldn't be eating burfy, though. That's true. That's also.
I mean, if you name your daughter Burfy, you're probably feeding your baby Burfy.
Right.
But it's gonna be Perfy, the pork, turkey beef,
Right.
the pure free.
The other day I had
Porky?
Thai food. It was that day when it was hot as shit. And
What'd you have?
I had drunken noodle, but like super spicy.
Hell yeah.
And then, like right after I ate it, I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and I hit it like twice, and I was like, I think it was just a combination of it being so hot in the
The
house
hot food.
and the hot food. Like I literally, and Shannon was making the bed, so like I couldn't lay down, and I was like, you need to hurry up because I need to lay down or I'm gonna throw up. But I never did throw up.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
that's good.
So when I finally fell asleep for the first time after all the bouts, yeah, I fell asleep and I woke up and just my whole body was so exhausted, and even my like mentally exhausted from all that shit. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I thought I slept for like 8 hours. I mean, the
Right.
sun was still out, but I wasn't really focused too much on that. I woke up and I was like, oh my God. And I looked at my phone. I was like, I only fell asleep for like 40 minutes just on my couch. Man. Yeah. The only other time I could remember feeling like I ate bad food and had a spell of diarrhea caused by food poisoning was when me and you, probably 3 years ago, went to that Brazilian steakhouse, Gachos.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. The next day, I think I said something to you. I was like, did you feel weird? Because
I don't think I did, but I just remember I remember the food not being good. I know that.
maybe you were just so disappointed. You were like,
I was like, actually, yeah. Like, it's just so bad. I just
yeah, I had
want
diarrhea.
to throw up for
yeah.
spending that much money on it.
Yeah, I had diarrhea because of that steakhouse. Not even surprised, but I mean, yeah, I just like puked and after having gachos, I like puked and felt a little upset, physically and mentally, because it was such a disappointment.
Right.
But like now, breakfast sausages done. I'm done. And Sunday I had to work brunch, and yeah, I had to work brunch, and I never worked brunch, and so when I went in, I was like, okay. And as soon as we started rolling and smelling the like breakfast potatoes, and then smelling the eggs and the clarified butter, and then smelling the breakfast sausages, I was just like, about the fucking Ralph Macchio all over my cutting board, dude. I should have.
Right.
Went home Sunday.
That actually sounds pretty good what you're describing.
Right.
It was
Put
good.
out the puke on the cutting board thing. I was down.
I also ate Raisin Bran too.
Oh yeah. So you puking up
After-
little.
Yeah, I went
nuggets
I went all out breakfast at like 11:30 at night. Raisin Bran was the dessert, yes.
You remember the cereal Grape Nuts? That's what I like to call raisins. Just they're grape nuts.
Grape nuts.
I don't know.
Little dudes. That's what I call them, little dudes. Open up a box of Raisin Bran Crunch, like, there's not enough little dudes in here.
There's supposed to be 2 scoops of little dudes.
They just change all their commercials to start your breakfast right with 2 scoops of little dudes. Like it's
Remember the
like a
California
sound of it.
raisins, dude?
Oh,
Can you pull up a video of the California raisins?
They're a jazz band, right?
Oh yeah. Look at you in the background, Dan, way over there.
Keep it down back there. California raisins, man. Before we play, yeah, you can you can play it. I'll say it afterwards. It won't be irrelevant.
Oh yeah. What a perfect song for this shit. That dude's so dude, that dude is so sad about his marriage. Did you see that? The very end, dude. Watch the very end of that one more time, dude. Look how like
The only fun he gets to have this.
dude, watch this. Oh my god.
The only fun he has is when she's fucking in bed, or she has all those curling things in her hair
Oh yeah, for sure.
with the fucking mint chocolate chip
TV
bathrobe.
guide right next to her, dude. She's fucking
Only fun he has is playing with these fucking raisins. And she's like, "You having fun up there?" And he's like, "Oh." And
Not anymore.
he picks himself off the floor, and the raisins are just looking at him like, "Kill her, Mike. Kill her." He's like, "I can't." He's like, one raisin's like, "Yes, you can." Smother her with her pillow. And he's just like, "Yes, I must." He's got food poisoning. He's hallucinating playing with raisins and shit.
Right.
Can we?
He just shoves them down her throat and chokes her.
He's like, Mike, he's just on top of her, like thinking he'd be like sneaky enough to be like, she won't wake up if I just get on top of her and smother her with a pillow. Dude was clearly overweight.
Right.
She's like, "Mike, what are you doing?" He's like, "The raisins." Can we agree on one thing? The raisins are black people, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you see those moves? Are they gonna be like? So the soul of the raisins are black people, right?
Absolutely.
They can't be soul of the white people because they would have just been off timing and stuff. They'd be like,
Definitely not. Those aren't white grapes. I'll tell you that, dude.
Oh yeah,
Those are Concords, dude. Concordors. Concordors. That's what they should have called themselves.
Time to have
The
fun.
Concordors.
Hey guys.
Dude, the Concordors is hilarious.
All right. All right.
Look at the guy with the glasses.
Dude, boom, dude. Look at that. There it is, dude. The wink and everything. See, dude, white guy tries to dance, falls on his ass, dude. What does he have in his head?
He's his construction hat.
Oh, he's just got off of work. Like,
Two things I took from watching that for the fourth time. One, he's a hardworking dude. He's the breadwinner because he's wearing that construction hat.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, it was a construction hat. Two, if you go back further, when he's thrusting, he probably plows his ungrateful wife hard as fuck, dude. Play it
know
again. Okay. Right. This isn't it, is it?
What the hell happened?
No,
This
this
is a different
isn't it.
one, dude. I don't like this one.
Turn it off.
Okay.
Look at him, dude. He's just He's like sneaking, dude. He doesn't want to wake up his wife.
Isn't it?
Construction hat.
Why does he put it on? Because he knows he's gonna fall on his ass.
Hey, man, work hard, play hard. Thrust. Look at those fucking hard, dude. Oh, all right. Naggy ass broad. So he's the breadwinner because he's got that construction hat. And then his fucking power thrust just giving it to his wife.
Ungrateful. wife.
Ungrateful. The only fun he gets to have after a 16-hour day of laying down construction
He's
and
playing
then
with
2
some
hours
fucking
laying down the
raisins,
pipe.
dude.
He's playing with raisins.
Now, is it racist that we think the raisins are black, or is it racist that they make the white man fall on his ass when trying to do the same moves?
I think it's
don't-
accurate both ways.
I don't even think he's not a white guy. No white guy is gonna be a construction worker.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know. I'm just talking
Yeah.
shit.
They're usually the boss.
That's
That's racist.
yeah, that's racist, but that's true. No, I don't think it's racist to say that the raisins are black dudes or souls of black dudes. That sounds weird, but
I can hear it in the soul of their
yeah,
singing,
it's
dude.
just stereotypical maybe, but I don't think that's necessarily gonna be a
If you
racist.
showed him eating some watermelon, maybe it'd be racist. but-
yeah.
Dude, look at this motherfucker, dude. I hope. He's got oven mitts on, dude. Like,
And
this dude's losing it, dude.
tell me, he's got food poisoning. That was me with the burfies.
Dude, that. Oh.
Maybe that was a fart.
When I
That's
listen
sad.
to that, I hear, "Are you playing with their phone again?"
Oh, yeah, maybe.
No, but it's obviously
Right.
food. But I hear
Why
phone.
not? It's not like California raisins predicting the future again.
He's like just that video we watched. I'm not basing are they black because I have a prior knowledge of California raisins growing up as a kid because I had like a little ceramic statue of a California raisin, and it had like a saxophone.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it played music. The raisins played music, and there was probably a cartoon of them.
Yeah.
That I'm wrong, but I feel like there was a cartoon and they were just like a band and shit.
They were like a band.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an actual cartoon or just a series of ads.
I
right?
probably still have food
Right.
poisoning, hallucinating right now. But yeah, I don't think that's racist at all. I mean, for the raisins,
I know.
like I hate somebody.
That's the problem, dude. Is this racist? Like for everything, dude. Is this racist? No, dude. It's not.
I don't know.
It's just somebody trying to make some money off some raisins, dude. That's what it is.
Is it racist that they're only from California?
That's where they grew, I would imagine.
I know, but you could probably grow raisins in Florida as well. I mean, you grow grapes and then you make raisins.
I don't hear California oranges, but you could probably grow oranges there.
That's true.
Actually, I think the climate is completely different, really. One's
It's
more
not as humid
right,
in Cali.
right,
I was gonna say Cali's a little drier.
right, way more dry. I know. I just assume. I always just Florida and California, but like they really have just drastically different ecosystems. California's so big though, so there's probably parts of it that are like Florida.
So with the whole food poisoning thing, like I said before we got into the California raisin thing, that breakfast sausage is probably off of my list of foods to eat. Is there foods that you guys can't eat because you had a bad experience with, like not necessarily food poisoning,
Right. I was gonna say,
but maybe just like it was so bad, or just like it made you feel gross. You were just like, yeah, I'm done.
Cinnamon flavored liquor. I can't do it, dude. One time, I was hanging out with Terrence Flannery, good old T-Hips, and
first and last name.
right, and I went with him to some. It wasn't a party. It was just some people drinking or whatever. And
Yeah.
dude, that liquor Aftershock that had like the rock candy in the bottom of it. You know what I'm talking about? It's basically like a cinnamon liquor, basically. And dude, I drank so much of it, I got so sick, dude, in his girlfriend's car and puked all over it. And like he was such a he treated her like such a piece of shit, dude. And he was just like, he just pretty much just like, don't worry about it, and like pretty much made her clean it after.
Don't worry about it.
Wasn't that the chick that used to just basically be his driver?
Yeah.
Like, she had a white car and she'd just show up when he needed a ride.
Right. She was like his fucking on-call fucking ride.
So cinnamon liquor?
Yeah, cinnamon liquor. I can't do it. Like, people drink Fireball and stuff nowadays. There's no way, dude. I wouldn't do it.
Huh.
Also, dude, one time I got a mint chocolate chip ice cream cake for my birthday, dude, and nobody showed up to my birthday party. So I ate most of it by womp womp. So I ate most of it by myself, and I can't really do mint chocolate chip stuff anymore because of that, because I just ate too much
I thought maybe
ice cream cake. Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe because you were so sad.
Right. Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's probably really what it is deep down, subconsciously.
I can't think of anything that I ate that I can't eat anymore, but I know one thing I've always hated, and it's been tomatoes, and I fucking hate them.
I'm kind of the same way with tomatoes, but in the sense, like, I like tomatoes on some things, but like if it's a sauce, like, yeah, because it's not like straight up tomato.
Right.
But I like tomato, like mayonnaise. I can't do mayonnaise if it's just mayo, just spread on a sandwich or something, or a burger. Because there's been times where Burger King. There's been times where I just don't want mayonnaise on the burger, and they're like, "Well, we'll put a little bit on."
Dude, man, what up, dude? I haven't seen you in forever.
But like mayonnaise, if like use it as a base to make like a wasabi mayonnaise or like a spicy mayonnaise and put that shit on a taco, that's cool. But just straight up mayonnaise, I just look at it like on my station at work, it's always there, and I'm just like, ugh.
It just probably looks pathetic, dude, just sitting there.
It's just
in a fucking ninth pan.
I feel like I would like a fried green tomato sandwich, though.
Yeah, those are tight, dude.
I want to try one.
I can't do ranch.
What?
I just can't do ranch, man.
It
I don't know.
depends, man. On certain things I can do it.
I used to love it and shit. I don't know what happened.
Cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks, I'll fuck with it, but I gotta have marinara too.
Yeah.
I can't do just ranch.
Like wings, I'm not getting fucking ranch, man.
What do you mean, dude? You've seen me before. Like you've been in my chat when I streamed video games before, dude. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Maybe you haven't then. I remember. Well, how'd you know I had long hair, dude? You always talk about my hair.
Fucking stalker.
First time, bruh. First
Just
time.
the word
bruh.
around town, I guess. Anyways, you got some busts for not liking tomatoes, dude. I'll just tell you that right now.
I'm
dude.
I'm like 50-50 on straight up tomatoes. Straight up tomatoes, like on a burger. Nah.
I'll eat one like an apple, dude.
What about on a taco?
On a taco?
Yeah.
I mean, if the taco's protein is burfy based, yes. Because then I can balance out
The classic beef turkey mix, burfy.
burfy. Fucking just made up a new word.
Like, what's the point of mixing beef and turkey? Like, the idea is to replace the beef with turkey. You know what I mean? Like,
Something happened at the factory. You're like, fuck it. It's just like the new guy, like it's a new factory, a new company, and new guys like at the fucking the auger pit where they mix shit, and just it comes out of the fucking production line. He's like, don't mix the turkey and beef. He's like, no. Where did you even get beef from? He's like, I brought it home. I brought it from my wife. We just call Burfy. Like, all right.
You see this question this guy asked you?
remember that game back in the day called The Calling? Yeah, you remember when it tried to make a comeback and then I didn't play it at all? Womp womp.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's some it's some BR fucking game. It's basically like picture the Hunger Games,
Yeah.
but just like basically melee based. So it's basically like a last person alive wins, but it's like with like melee weapons, like fucking baseball bats and random shit.
Yeah, I don't like ranch. Yeah, but I mean, since the last time we went live, that happened, and I fucking just... We were talking about social media before my Burfy incident, so it would have made more sense to bring this up, but I fucking I deactivated my Facebook.
I fucking congratulate you on that.
It's kind of weird because I don't really fuck with Facebook that much, but like I've came to the point where I go on it, I always see random shit I don't give a fuck about, and then just other people's like opinions or statuses in like the most random order.
Right.
Like nothing's ever organized, and it's like I don't even like I said, I don't give a fuck, or I don't really fuck with Facebook, but it's like, all right, I'm going on it, I don't really fuck with it. Now I'm realizing, like, why do I even have it? So I didn't delete it, but I deactivated it. And it was funny, I sent you a picture, a screenshot. Like, when you deactivate it, it gives you the option, like, delete, deactivate, and then at the bottom it's like, what do you want done with your Facebook account after you die? And I was like, what?
Jesus,
like,
Zuck.
Like, are people writing their Facebook accounts into their will? Like, have my great grandson Thomas inherit my Facebook account.
I would like to pass on my fucking memes to.
Yeah. It's just the same fucking shit. Like 47 people sharing the same shit, and then
Really though.
And then you'll always get one ad that you know nothing about.
It's always the same shit too. Like, I always see the same. Dude, I don't know what it is, but no matter how many times, like, I've gone through the process of every time I see an ad I don't even like first time I see it, like that does not interest me whatsoever. Yeah. I hide it, and then it gives you the option, like, why is this, like, why are you hiding this? And like, irrelevant, like, they'll give you like options, irrelevant, like spam. I'll just put spam every time, you know? And it's like, dude, like, those same ads just pop up no matter what, dude. Like, I hit it still comes up, dude, like a fucking ad about, like, who knows what, dude. Anything. Could be anything.
Yeah.
Some Game of Thrones conquest game, dude. That's usually what it is, dude.
So I was, like, open to the idea of obviously not full, because they do give you the option of full-blown just wiping it off, deleting it, fuck off, Zuck. Fuck Zuck. And I was like, I'm just going to deactivate it. And then when you go to the next page after just saying I'm going to deactivate it, they're like, what are the reasons? And the first reason was like, it was something like I need a break from Facebook or I'm just sick of it or some shit like that. So I clicked that and I hit submit and it sends me back up to that option that I picked of why or what's your reason for deactivating your account.
How about just deactivate and don't worry about why?
Dude, the weirdest and kind of creepy fucking thing was like, we'll reactivate your account in 7 days. And I was like, so it showed you 7 days, like it popped up, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. And I went to go scroll past it. I was like, no, I'm going to like make my own decision.
Right.
Because that was after I found out that the other options of deactivating reasons was just like other bullshit that I wasn't trying to get into.
Because you said you wanted a break from it. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
Right.
So there was nothing past 7 days. And I'm like, did they do like studies on people? Like, how long?
I just need a week.
After 50 different people were put on a 7-day break from their Facebook, we found that 7 days was
Sufficient.
1 week. And I was like, dude, so now I'm stuck at this page. I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, 7 days. I was like, fuck it. 7 days. Submit the shit. It signed me out, blah, blah, blah. I fucking took the Facebook app thing off of my home screen. There's like a hole now. It's on my main page. I got like my bank account and shit like that. And it's just this hole. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then I saw I still had the chat head from the messenger of the fuck Zuck thing or whatever, the Mark Zuckerberg thing that you sent me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta fucking deactivate this thing now.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I was gonna.
Jesus
That's what I was gonna tell
Christ.
you when you said you're deactivating it, and you're like, "Oh, I'll just text you from now on." I wanted to be like, "Yeah, like when you deactivate your Facebook, your Messenger is like separate from that. Like you can still use the Messenger, even though like, you know what I mean? It's like weird that it's like that, but
Yeah.
I think it's because so many people chose that option to integrate it into their actual text messages. Like there's an option to do that. where,
That's
like,
so weird.
You get both, like your text and your thing through Messenger, which is basically just seems like a way for Facebook
That's
to just
crazy.
see more of what you're doing. Like,
Not only that, it's like somebody's like, okay, like you want text messages now
right.
of somebody fucking sending you a message on
Right.
Facebook.
Well, it's like, I think it's the opposite.
Either or?
I think it's like all your actual text messages will be sent through Messenger. So it's just like you only one app.
Okay.
Like that's the idea,
Yeah.
the convenience idea behind it. But I think the actual idea is to just see what you're talking about outside of Facebook.
Yeah. So now I gotta deactivate the Messenger app.
Right.
So I fucking
There's a deactivation for that too.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm like struggling. I'm like, I have my messages open up on the Facebook Messenger. I have them all open up, and I'm like, what am I clicking on? And I was like, so I like clicked on my profile picture or whatever on the top left,
Yeah.
and it sent me to the settings, and I kind of figured it out. I was like, deactivate, or like your reason why. I was like, oh, dude.
Like, dude, why does it
Ask
matter?
Facebook main.
Right.
Ask your boss why I'm deactivating it. And it was simpler. It didn't ask me like for how long or shit. So I just typed in my password. I was like, I'm done for now, whatever. And it was like, okay, later. And I was like, uninstall, fuck you, see you
Right.
whenever.
Do you find yourself instinctively tapping that area where Facebook used to be on your phone, like just out of habit? Like,
I filled it. Yeah. Just like Mike fills his ungrateful wife with a power thrust fuck. Nah, but I filled it up with something. I don't know what, but it's there's something else there. It's probably Uber Eats.
That'll fill the void.
Like, man, I've been eating Uber Eats every day. Just because it's
really
in the place.
expensive getting off Facebook.
400 pounds. 7 days later, Facebook's like, hey, fatty, you want to come back? And I'm like, yeah,
Sure.
okay.
I think when I deactivated my Facebook, it was like either 2009, 10, or 11. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
back then you could only deactivate, and they save everything. So
Right.
like if you fuck up and put your email and your password into Facebook, everything pops up like you were never gone.
Oh yeah.
So like, I mean, all my shit's still there, even though half the shit I put was phony.
There is the option to delete it all from there now.
Now,
Yeah.
well,
But I don't. You know what I mean?
I'm
Who
not
knows?
gonna log in now. And
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what they want you to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what Zuck's sitting there waiting for, dude.
He's just in
He's
front.
just sitting at home, like.
He's just sitting in like a bat cave, but with like 400 monitors of just different people's accounts, and they're all the monitors are changing from one person's Facebook page, and he's like, yes, children, yes, like, dude, didn't you like you cashed out on the Facebook thing? You get, like, this is what you're doing. You're going back to see people playing with your fucking creation.
He's like, no, actually, I'm selling all your information to people that will pay enough for it.
That fucking guy. It really got me thinking, like, okay, like Facebook, I wasn't really active on. I would just catch myself going on it, and I'm like, what the fuck am I, like, fuck this shit. And then it just had me thinking about, like, other, like, I don't have a Twitter. I mean, I'm sure, like, a lot of people use Twitter.
I have a Twitter, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
I haven't built it up enough for me to feel like anyone's seeing what I'm saying. So it's like, fuck it. What's the reason?
Yeah, Twitter to me is kind of like,
it's a popularity contest.
Yeah, like, are you somebody?
Right.
Like, that's how I view Twitter. It's like, are you somebody?
Right.
Like, you should.
It becomes this weird thing, like, I followed my homie, but he didn't follow me back. What's up with that? Like, it's like, dude, what's fucking weird, dude? Like, who gives a fuck, dude?
Yeah, dude. Like, it had me thinking about other sources of, like, social media, like Instagram. Like, Instagram is, like, it definitely has its pros and it definitely has its cons. Like, a pro to me, like, just as personally, is like following a lot of different chef pages or from people from halfway around the world,
Right.
or different, like, kind of like food inspiration shit like that. Like, I love, like, I'll get lost and just look at it, and that it's a pro. Even, like, music, you know,
Yeah.
or any kind of, like, art form. That's definitely a pro for people, especially if it's in something that they're practicing and that's what they're striving to do, is in that art form, that field or whatever. The cons, to me, is like you get lost. Look, like you can get caught up and get lost looking at people you don't even fucking know, babes halfway around the world, like hot ass fucking women, or, you know, hot ass, like, dudes. And you're just like, oh, cool, she's eating a sandwich with her pussy out.
Right. Awesome.
Sick.
Like, you're still, though, by browsing Instagram, you're still giving Facebook things you like, things you don't like.
Because because your Facebook's tied to it?
No, because Facebook owns it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Facebook owns Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Not even surprised, but I am, like, I didn't know that.
Right.
I mean,
And earlier when you were talking about, like, saying why you don't like this particular ad, like, whenever an ad comes up on anywhere, like YouTube or whatever, and it has the option to thumbs up or thumbs down, I don't ever click anything because I don't want
It just
them.
further influences what they...
Right.
huh.
But you can at least gear it towards seeing stuff that you don't mind seeing, even though it's still just fucking bullshit ads, you know?
Right. And that's their whole goal, is to try and
And if
serve
they
you
figure out
ads
that I
you're
like
interested.
guitars, pedals, and video games, that's, I mean, what can I really do?
Yeah, like, the pros, like, again, like, the pros with me, the fucking food, the culinary shit, films, music, I'll dabble in that shit, but, like, there's obvious cons to social media. I feel like there's a big, like, competing aspect of two groups of kind of people that don't know each other, like a status quo and shit, like obviously dumb people to be, like, flaunting shit or check me out kind of shit.
Oh, definitely.
And it's just, yeah, it's just after doing the deactivation with the Facebook, and then it had me thinking about the, like, Instagram and whatever, Twitter. And obviously, like I said, don't have a Twitter, but dude, shit is crazy. The whole social media thing, man, especially with younger, like, people born 10 years, 12 years after, like, us.
Right.
You know, that's a big thing. I think the whole social media, Instagram and Twitter, that shit's, like, I hate to say it, like, more important to them.
Oh, yeah.
Being young, something that was like, this is it, you know.
Most of those people don't even think to get their news from anywhere else, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like, whatever rolls in is what I'm... You know what I mean? Like, if I scroll and I see a news article, I might fucking share it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't read it though. That's how I view younger people on the internet. Let me just share this article that its headline I agree with, but I haven't read the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean?
I get my news from Twitter, but I don't ever share anything like, read this, check this out.
Right.
Fucking
My whole point by saying that was like, if you really want to fucking
right.
like get wrap your head around the news, you got to get it from multiple sources, dude. Like, or at least, you know, if you really want to wrap your head around a specific event in the news.
Yeah. So I'm not on Instagram. I'm looking at notes because it would have been funny if you guys are just talking. I'm like, no, I just had it in my notes real quick. Oh yeah, another one is shitty ass, like getting out of a shitty ass relationship, being a male or being a female.
Why'd you fucking point at me when you did that?
Did I point at you?
No, you were like female. I think you were just like talking with your hands.
Yeah,
but
that's what I do.
What it looked like to me.
Watch all past 17 episodes. I do that shit, motherfucker. Like, just like, yeah, like I don't know. Then it's like, well, I'm gonna fucking block Timmy, or I'm gonna block. Give me a white person's Amber.
Right.
Yeah. And then motherfuckers are just like going crazy and shit, and just. I don't know. I guess that's the new fucking driving by Amber's house in my T-Bird.
Yeah, what she been posting lately.
Yeah, like her porch light isn't on.
Right.
She's 16, dog. I don't think she's in charge of that shit. You want to ask Mr. Amber? Her last name could be Burfy.
Amber Burfy.
Amber Burfy. The Battle of Amberfy. I don't know, man. Everybody's fucking, even if they don't admit it or not,
consumed
and fucking competing.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much the word. I don't know if that's
I think everybody has
competing.
always been competing, like, or at least like trying to live up to a certain standard that they see. I don't know if I guess that's considered competing in a way, but like it's just so much more. It's like the idea is so much more amplified when you just see it like that. You just see people just like constantly competing. We're like trying to like, I'm only gonna post good stuff that happens in my life, and it's like, dude, it's clear that like, oh, you haven't posted for fucking 4 months, then you just post this super positive thing. It's like, dude, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so when I was like in jail for 5 weeks, I wasn't really busting out the fucking Instagram, but just like how you said, like somebody's always posting positive shit, and it's just kind of like that's your mask.
right?
I guess I should, like, when I got out, I should have been logged. Here's my mugshot.
Right.
Like shit happens.
Right.
I do love Nature is Metal though on
Yeah.
Instagram.
I follow that on Reddit. Fucking same shit.
Fucking National Geographic, NASA. I mean, I'm not even big like a big fucking science dude, but it's just like.
Did you see that NASA released all their like
mixtape?
They released all their like content from all their telescopes and stuff for free and copyright free, so you can use it for anything now.
Damn,
It's pretty tight.
that needs to be a trend.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of it has to do with people too, just being fucking I don't know. They like have to, like, if they're like, say you're at like a doctor's office and you're in the waiting room and you got your phone on you, what are you gonna do? You're gonna pull out your phone and just see what's going on the social medias. But really, like, basically what I'm saying is like, I ain't got shit to do. I'm by myself in this waiting room, whatever. I don't like being by myself. I don't like being alone or whatever. Like, let me see what's going on. So it's kind of like a connection with the world.
Right.
Which I don't know if you think that's a pro and con. I guess that's.
I think it gives you a sense of a connection, but I think it's a false sense of connection.
Yeah.
Because, dude, like, there's probably another person in that waiting room you could have a nice civil conversation with while you're waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Dan's shaking his head.
I know, but like,
But today's
that's
age,
the idea behind it.
Yeah,
like,
but fucking how old am I? Today's age. Today's age, if you did that with somebody, like, they're on their
You're a
phone and
weirdo.
you're trying to like, not
Like
be on
this
your
guy.
phone. You're like, TV's on, like, oh man, what about all this rain we're getting? They're like, go fuck yourself.
Right.
And you just get back into it, and they're like watching like meme videos and shit.
Right.
Like, huh?
Yeah, I hear you. But that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I don't know. It's weird because like the same type of shit. Like I don't know. You could hate the person sitting right in front of you, like for like their views and stuff, but you won't ever get to that if you're just talking to them in person, like a random stranger. You won't ever get to that sense of like what their actual beliefs are in certain things. You're just gonna talk, and it's gonna be friendly for the most part, you know, if you're just in public. So I feel like just to be able to cut through everything and see somebody's like full blown like beliefs on like such crazy topics, like dude, like you can't even go on social media without seeing what somebody feels about abortion currently, because that's what's currently being talked about. And it's like, do I really need to know how everybody feels about abortion? No, I really don't. Like, I don't care. I don't need to know. Like, it just makes like a weird, like, then people form opinions about somebody for what how they feel about things like abortion or whatever is currently being talked about. It's like, dude, like, none of it really matters. You're just ways to actually pry people apart instead of bring them together, like the idea of social media is, you know,
giving everybody a platform, kind of
giving them a platform and then taking away because you may have too much reach, and then you can pay for more reach on Facebook because that's what they do now.
I just thought about it. What if this episode gets flagged by California Raisins?
I thought about that while we were watching.
Are they even a company?
Yeah.
Still?
I guarantee we're the only people fucking talking about California Raisins, so they shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Watch your fucking shitty 1992 commercial like 8 times.
Right. That probably will get flagged, honestly, but...
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
That song?
It's a bot that does it, so...
The grapevine. I legit I got why.
You just now got it. I immediately said that's a perfect song for this because like.
Well, that was after I said I feel like they're black dudes and they got soul, and that song is obviously a soul Marvin Gaye 60s soulful song, but I didn't put it together because I was more concentrated. I was trying to break it down for humor, and I didn't really pay attention to the lyrics and what they were. Yeah, I'm not even fucking around, dude. That's
like Concordors. I'm telling you, dude.
Dude, yeah, I didn't even fucking... It just now clicked. But, dude.
It is what it is.
I probably look so fucking dumb every week.
Same, dude.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. Shit. What? The raisins are throwing me off, man. I forgot what I was going to say, but fuck it. Oh, I guess, Snapchat. Snapchat's kind of weird in its own way. Turn on your location so you can let other people know where you are.
Right. It is kind of weird. And, like, dude, I don't know how many people actually get their news through fucking Snapchat, but if they do, they're fucking stupid,
There's
dude.
news?
There is.
Yeah, I see the fucking...
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like the direction that people's fucking, what's the word, attention spanner is heading, dude. Like, it's eventually going to get that way to where everybody only wants to consume that amount of anything before they move on to something else. You know what I mean?
I see people that...
15 seconds of this article.
Yeah, I see people that I'm like, I don't know, friends, followers on Snapchat or whatever. And then over time, I don't really pay attention, but over time, instead of being like the little icon, they're like subscriptions.
Right.
But
premium
it's
Snapchats?
not premium, but like it's like they don't want people. It's like they're basically what I'm saying. Like, bitch, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're just a regular motherfucker that I know.
Right.
So why are like
right.
I don't know, like I'm about to do that.
Who exactly? Like, because a lot of young people do that, and then they sell their nudes to people, to their subscribers.
They ain't no nudes or anything like that.
I'm just saying, like, if you were subscribed to them, that's probably what you could get from them. Not, I don't know who you're talking about. That's what a lot of people do, though. Like, it's crazy.
Get a fucking grip.
I haven't used Snapchat. I
ain't
haven't
nobody.
used Snapchat in like at least 5 months, and some people over a year. But I also never posted to a story. I always just sent out snaps.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do fucking hate it. I do fucking hate it though when so somebody, you like anybody's phone, you'll fucking get like the Snapchat icon, like somebody sent you something, and you see it, you open it and you look at it and you're like, okay,
Right.
whatever. It could be funny. It could just be some random shit.
Usually
and then
it's just some random shit.
Yeah, then you like see their story. It's like you post, you
like you
send
did
me
that-
your fucking story.
Right.
Like, are we dating now? Like, am I supposed to? What?
Right. I know what you mean. I feel like I've done that to people, but like.
I do that to people
Right.
for the podcast, really. Like, hey, I do it for the podcast because it's like, hey, like, okay, it's gonna be my story, right?
Right.
But then it's like, I don't know when they're going to get to the story, so I'll fucking send it to them.
Right.
And they get a notification on their phone.
And
It's
then
almost
they'll-
like they're subscribed, which you should do.
right to our YouTube.
Yeah. So I fucking just, so they'll get their, like, phone will light up. They'll be like, oh, Snapchat from, no. And they'll open it and be like, oh, okay. And then they'll see my story and they're like, oh, he sent me his story as,
Right. Like.
really, I'm sending the Snapchat of, we're going live. So their phone lights up.
Right. So they actually see it when it
Oh,
happens.
yeah. I might
Right.
not get the fucking raisins through the
Right.
grapevine thing, but I'm thinking 4.5 steps.
Right.
Are
people following? Do we have a Snapchat for this?
I don't know. I don't think, no.
Oh.
We'll make a
not
premium
the-
Snapchat. I was trying to think of a joke with the name, keeping it Spiel, but make it sexy. But Spiel is not a very sexy word.
Spiel.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
We'll think on it.
yeah. Give us time. Give me time.
You should make a cooking, like Instagram or Snapchat, and call it Keeping It Meal.
That's great.
Dude. Hell yeah. Keeping it meal. First episode, I get food poisoning again.
Yeah.
Kennan's
while
going to
you're
show us
filming.
exactly what he cooked. Like, okay. It's like the same sausage from, like,
Days later, too. Like,
Yeah.
even worse.
I cook it, and it's like, there it is. And then I fucking start eating it. Like, what, dude, don't eat it. I'm
Well,
like,
you know what happened.
It's Burfy, though. It's premium Burfy. So past the fucking social media thing, whatever. Facebook's deciding when I'm going to come back on.
Yeah. You'll be back in 6 days now, I guess.
Yeah. So you told me about this movie, Hereditary.
In the wake of wanting to go see Midsummer.
Yeah, Midsummer, which you,
Yeah.
you said you were seeing it last Thursday. How was it?
So like I thought it came out last week, and I was like, oh damn, I'm a fucking week off. It's June 3rd, and then I was like, oh dude, it's the 3rd. Let's see if maybe we can go see it today before the podcast. Like I was thinking to myself, maybe I can go see it matinee or something, dude. And then I was like, looked at it and it was like July 3rd. I was like, oh, I'm a week and a month off. Rip.
Yeah, so you were telling me, basically when you got back from Chicago, kind of like throwing ideas like to come up with a platform.
Some
on
sort
this.
of, right.
Yeah. And I was like, a movie out. And we do have, you mentioned, and it's obviously a good point, that we do have two different likes in films we kind of fuck with.
Yeah.
Like, I do like, I feel like you're more,
And like the realm of like sci-fi. And
yeah.
like stuff like that.
And mine, I don't know, I'm over here.
Like mob movies and like fucking.
Yeah,
Not that I don't like those, but
yeah,
you're just
but like
more geared toward that stuff.
mob, gangster, even like wartime historical kind of shit. And I remember when I said it to you, I was like, "Oh, just give me a try, bro."
Right.
That's like, when I typed it out and sent you that text. You were like, "Well, we have two very different likings to genres of movies." I was like, "Bro, just give me a chance."
I just meant that in a sense of like, it's gonna, if we do end up giving each other movie recommendations to talk about, it's just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to start even a movie that I want to see. For some reason, it's hard for me to just get it going. Or like a series that I haven't started yet. It's like, man, do I really want to start this right now? And like, something about it, like, I do watch movies a lot, but it's like sometimes it's just like, even movies I want to see, I'm like, well, maybe not right now. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so it's like if we're recommending each other, I felt like we'd just be like, oh, yeah, I'll watch that. But then it's like, all right, I'm watching this. Like,
Yeah, dude,
but
fucking
I'm totally down.
yeah. Brad Bambino gave me fucking John Wick like a month ago, so I haven't even opened
Right.
the DVD case. It's just sitting there on top of my PlayStation.
Dude, he likes John Wick more than you should, I think.
He likes the John Wick series.
Yeah,
more
I haven't even seen it, but I'm just saying I feel like he likes it more than you should. That's the only movie he ever brings up when you're talking about movies. He's like, John Wick?
Ha! Brad Bambino.
Uh,
It's not even his name. But yeah, I was like, bro, just give me a shot, bro. You know. And you're like, well, I was gonna go see Midsummer this Thursday before you found out that you're like a month off.
right.
And I was like, okay, well, I gotta work Thursday, so I won't be able to go see it. And I was like, what's the last film that dude directed or wrote? And you said Hereditary. I was like, all right, cool. I checked that out, and I was like reading just like the quick like little premise, nothing like Wikipedia, because then
Right.
I just ruined it.
Right.
I was like, oh man, I was like, dude's into fucking The Conjuring 4 and
Right.
of Emily Rose's butthole.
That's what I thought originally too when I first saw the movie. Like when you first see like either a promo or like a movie poster of it, or like you just see how it looks
Yeah.
and then the name of it, it just seems like a generic modern horror like that. You know what I mean? And that's why I was just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I ended up watching it last night, and there was no intro to that movie. Now that I think about how it starts,
Yeah.
there's like opening credits, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
and title.
It's just like
Title
right
card
into
or
it.
whatever. Yeah, so I was like, okay, and I'm pulling up just kind of like the plot premise, so we
Right.
can try not to analyze anything too much or scroll through it, but basically, right off rip, the movie's very bright, and you said it was a horror film.
Right. So
In that
even off rip, you're
field.
like, what's going on here?
Yeah, like everything was bright, just opening up the scenes and shit, and movie starts going, and I wasn't sure who the Hindu kid was, because I saw the parents,
Right.
and I saw the daughter, Charlie, her name. She plays a big role in this movie, sort of.
Right.
Her body plays a
Right.
big role, sort of. Saw her, and
Her head played a good role.
did a couple of roles. And then I saw the kid. What's his name here?
Anyways,
Yeah, Peter.
Peter.
The Hindu kid. His name is Peter. And I was just like, who the fuck is this kid? Who was this like the cat? The director's name is like Ari Shatner or some shit.
Yeah.
Or
Astor. Or something.
Astor.
Right.
And I was like, it's probably this kid.
Right.
Ari.
Right.
Ari?
It looks. Yeah.
So basically, the mom, Annie, right off rip, they go to the funeral of her mom, and her eulogy to her mom is basically, my mom lived a very private and quiet life. She wasn't really close to my son or my husband. She took great interest in my daughter, my youngest daughter, and loved her even
Even though she was ugly as shit for whatever reason.
Weird.
Right.
So yeah, basically the grandma is like this really secretive person. Nobody really, even her own daughter, they were distant. And she had brothers and sisters, but they all had like some kind of mental disability that led to their deaths or something. And she goes to a support group about her mom, and just basically mentions that she kept her, because she was like, her mom was kind of like this weird distant bitch, and all of a sudden she wanted to be back in her life when her oldest son was born, that she just like was like, nah.
Right.
And then over the years she had Charlie. Her grandma did the same thing, and she was like, all right, like, I don't know, something happened, and it rekindled a little bit, still
Right.
secretive. And I don't know, like, all of her family suffered from mental illnesses that resulted in her death, and her daughter had kind of like I don't know if it was like, maybe I can't remember. Her daughter didn't have like a mental illness, but she was
Right.
just mentally off.
Right.
Like, she was just super, like, like to herself and shit.
Right. Introverted and like to hang
Yeah.
out in the fucking treehouse and shit.
Yeah, she had a treehouse. It was dope.
Yeah.
Real quick, when that bird slammed into the window, everybody, all the kids in Charlie's class was just like, "Oh my god!" And then later on, after class, she's just eating this chocolate bar,
Right.
staring at the bird that's laying on top of the bush, just. And she took a pair of scissors from the classroom and cut its head off, and was just like, took the
What a
bird's
fucking
head, turned
weirdo.
around. And who was that in the distance? Was that like a spirit or some shit?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and Charlie was just all freaked out. She was like, just like went away. Roll past that shit real quick. You remember the party scene, right?
Yeah, where he takes her to the party. I don't know why he took her there either. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the classic, oh, take your younger sibling to the party. Why?
Yeah, he was like,
You know she's a weirdo, Mom. I ain't bringing around my friends. Look at her.
he was like, Mom, can I borrow the car? And she's like, yes, only if you take your sister. Like,
Your weird ass looking sister.
yeah, she was like, oh, we're going to a party, or I want to go to a party, Mom. Can I borrow the car? She's like, you drinking? He's like, no. He's like, okay, take your sister, your 13-year-old sister to a
Right.
party. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, what? Take your 13-year-old sister with your 16-year-old self to this party. 'Cause You
Right.
said you're not going to be drinking. I mean, yeah, I know you're Hindu. A lot of you guys are texting. So you drive them, borrow the car. And even the girl, like the little kids, like, no.
Right.
I don't want to go.
Right.
Like, I don't know anybody. And fucking,
She's like, listen, you're a weirdo. You got to meet people. Just go on.
she's like, okay. They get to a party, and the classic early 90s, mid-90s sitcom, like, look, little bro or little sis.
Hang out with these people. They're nice.
Hang out here while your brother, like, tries fucking impressing this girl with a bag of marijuana.
Right.
So she's, like, a fanatic of chocolate. So she sees that they're making, or they're serving out chocolate cake. And she's like, well, you know, I like chocolate.
Right.
They're handing it out. She gets a piece and she's eating it. Her brother's upstairs smoking weed with all the other dorks. And it cuts back to her eating the cake, and she's just like, like she has the face expression that it's like tasting funny.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, dude, it's laced with weed.
Right.
Nah, man, it's laced with fucking nuts.
Right.
Because earlier she was eating a candy bar and her mom's like, there's no nuts in that, and has a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
And then she slowly starts going into what's that? Oh yeah,
Allergic fucking
can you say that word?
anaphylactic shock.
Shock, yeah. So she went into what he said, and her throat starts getting bigger, as she said. So she straight up like goes upstairs and like, I don't feel good.
First of all, what a shitty brother. First of all, being like, hey, eat some cake, but don't ask if it's got nuts in it.
No,
Like, I know he didn't say that, but
Yeah.
he's basically like, you think if he was being the older brother, he would have just checked for, be like, yo, you ain't got nuts in this, do you?
I don't know. Look at that fucking kid.
Yeah.
So he
Dude. What up?
yeah, boogers. So he went to go take her to the hospital. And then
She's got her head out the window like an idiot.
yeah. She's suffocating in the backseat. He's going like a buck 50, as Bub Rub would say. How fast were you going, Bub Rub? Oh shit, about a buck 50. Bub Rub took flight. Yeah, her head's out the window, and he looks, and all of a sudden a deer carcass is in the middle of the road, and he swerves, and there's a telephone pole, and her head takes flight
Right. He pretty
off
much
her little body.
decapitates his younger sister
Yeah.
with a telephone pole.
What
Which
do
is
you
pretty
think
brutal.
Yeah, very brutal. I only rewinded it like 3 times, but he didn't turn around once. He was just like,
Yeah, I
didn't, like,
know.
look back. He was just like, and then he's just like, he lets his foot off the brake, and he's like, and I was like, oh shit, dude. And the next scene is him just rolling up to the house, and
Right.
I was like, what did you bury her?
Right. I thought about that too. Like when that shit happened, I'm like, oh man, how's he gonna like break the news? Like how, or not necessarily how is he gonna break the news? It's like how is the movie gonna show like the rest of the family finding out. And I thought it was fucking brilliant how they did it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, they just show him his face, like while he's in his room, like laying down, like just like in shock, basically. And you just hear, like, his mom go outside and basically find her fucking decapitated daughter in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And you hear it and see his face, and that's how they show it, which I thought was fucking really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know how that was going to unfold, but he just drives home, goes in his room, lays down, and it shows him in shock, and like it was like middle of the night, and then kind of like early morning, mom's talking to the dad, and she's probably going to Hobby Lobby or some shit. She makes little miniatures or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool hobby. Yeah, and then you hear that conversation. He goes outside and she starts screaming. I'm like, oh, all right. And then they shoot to little Charlie's head still on that road in the middle of the day with fire ants on it and people
Brutal.
driving by.
Right.
Like, not even, like, oh, like I wouldn't expect somebody to drive by
Be like, is that a head?
going 65 miles an hour or whatever and be like, to like the dude on the motorcycle just like, like, oh my God. But yeah, it was just there, fire ants and stuff. And I was just like, all right. I felt like they focused too long on her head. Like they were going to show it for the shock factor and whatever. And that's it. Go back to the family. But it was just like 6 full seconds.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe this is going to play a role. It kind of did.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how they, I don't know about you, but when you were watching it, did you expect that, like her getting decapitated that
No.
early? You just expect her to be the creepy fucking girl throughout the whole movie, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, because when I read the like brief premise of it, and then when I went to go watch it on it was Amazon Prime had it.
Oh, yeah.
So like when you go to like anything on demand or whatever, when you go to pick the movie and shit, it shows you like the film poster, and it was the mom and then the girl.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, she's probably gonna get possessed and stuff, and the
Right.
little girl or whatever.
Typical horror film.
Yeah, and like 25 minutes into it, her fucking head does 38 rolls, and I'm like, God damn. I was like, she's not coming back.
I was
is
like,
she?
whoa. That's what, it's kind of cool. Like, you have expectations about a film, and then they throw a wrench in it, and you're like, all right, now I'm definitely in for the ride now. Like, all right, here we go. Like, now I really want to see what's going on. Like,
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool.
we saw the Titanic sinking. So, homegirl goes back.
I didn't expect to see those boobs, though.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Beebs. Boobage. That's the only way I can
The
get Dan
fucking
to laugh and
child
say
just bring up
boobs.
boobs out of nowhere. But there was boobs.
Tits. Like, the words aren't even funny, like boobs, tits. But it's
A
just
little bit,
how...
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boobs.
Guys being guys, those words are funny and sweet. But it's just how you say, like, boobs.
Boobs.
Because there are, like, 14-year-old boys running around like, oh, fucking boobs, tits. And they say it like that till, like, 17 when they're, like, thrusted into that fucking scenario of becoming a man
Right.
at prom night. And they're like, oh,
Boobs.
boobs. And they're like, no, I can't call them that. Fucking tits.
Like breasts. No, that's not right.
The kid goes...
Titties.
Kid
Getting there.
Kid ends up going to medical school and shit in college, his first day in class, and he's like, professor's like, biology class professor's talking about breasts, and he's like, don't you mean fucking tits? He's like, what did you just call those? Breasts? He's like, fucking tits. And I've never been to college, but like,
Like how you prompted with that.
the classroom, well, you see why. The classroom and shit, how it's just like rows going up, like in how
Or
high?
Auditorium fucking right.
Like in how high where they show up?
Auditorium rather.
Where they show up to class all late.
Auditorium.
Is that auditorium?
Yeah, auditorium. Sorry.
I thought that was just a regular classroom.
What, auditorium?
No. Like, you remember in How High where Meth Man and Red Man get the class?
Well, I just mean that's what like most bigger classrooms in colleges are in auditoriums.
Oh, I didn't know you went to
Actually,
college.
I didn't go to college. I was just about to say that, so maybe it's just in the movies. So.
Yeah, just imagine like homeboys sitting like last row all the way up, and the professor's like University of fucking like Duke or some shit, and he's like, all right, now examine the body and the breast, and you feel for lumps. He's like, raises his hand, and before he even gets called on him, he raises his hand. He's like, "What?" And the professor's like, "What?" He's like, yes. He's like, Jake." He stands up, full-fledged stands up. Jake. He's like, you said breast, like turkey breast? But in my head, I call that fucking tits.
That's a fucking rack, bro. That's what that is.
I don't know. Maybe if you could just like, I know I'm new here. If you could just call them fucking tits for like a semester.
Just to help me out. It'll help me a little bit.
Remember, he's in the last row, so everybody's just like this. Fucking their parents are paying $60,000 a year, and this kid is interrupting class because he doesn't know what breast means. He's like, fucking tits.
He's like, you mean like at KFC?
Like, so when you go to KFC...
You don't order a fucking 4-piece of tits, do you?
The professor's like, no, I guess I don't. He's like, right. So you don't order fucking tits from the fucking KFC. What do you order? The fucking chicken breast, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay.
He's
so
like,
call them fucking tits. And he's like, I will.
need a distinction, bro.
So I'll call them fucking tits. And the professor starts talking to him.
Professor's just like...
Fucking professor just jumps off the fucking building roof later that day.
Remember that one video of that professor who was high as shit? And he's like, dudes.
All high as shit.
Anyway.
Yeah, I really had to like talk about the fucking tits.
Right, same.
Fucking tits. It's so childish. Farts is a funny word too.
Yeah.
So she goes back to that support group and she meets that Joan woman.
Yeah.
And Joan just fucking bamboozles her. Dude,
Oh yeah.
Tells her that fucking here's another word I can't pronounce. Seance?
Seance. You know that word.
Seance. Yeah, she tells her to do
He's
that.
like, seance-y?
French, man. I'm sorry, dude. Would you take French in college too? In your auditorium? Lit tits?
I call it an auditorium at first. Auditorium.
A
It's like
planetarium?
when you learn about plants.
Same kid is at the fucking planetarium and the fucking
Planetarium.
just look at the stars. The fucking he's at the planetarium. The next class after biology, he's at the planetarium. And the fucking dork with the laser pointer. He's like, now if you look at Orion's belt, he's like, hey, those stars look like fucking tits.
Yeah, those nips, bro.
He's like, Orion's fucking tits, dude. She
I
got
don't see a dick under that belt.
she got a fucking Instagram. He just pulls out his phone.
Pay for that.
And the
Premium
fucking-
Snapchat.
He's like, hey, dude, how do you spell Orion?
He's like, Oryan, right?
And the other side of the planetarium is another kid just like Jake. He's like, call like that Metallica song, dude. He's like, oh, cool. Oh, must be a private account, dude. I can't find her. Orion's tits. Fucking tits rule. Yeah, she teaches her to fucking... Oh, dude. I fucked up this whole fucking shit by talking about fucking tits.
I know, dude. You had to bring up Titanic so I could bring up the only part of that movie I liked. Aside from the part where the dude jumps off the thing and hits the propeller, dude. That's the only two parts of the movie that are cool.
My favorite part, my favorite part was where the Leo's friend was already in the water and the fucking, I don't know what it's called, but the big steam fucking thing
right.
just crushes his
Right.
stupid little peanut head, dude. He's like, ah. I don't know. I think he was. This might sound racist. I think he was Spanish. He was dark, so he was like, oh, I guess he could say no still because Spanish is no. So he's probably like, no.
Right.
It's just like, boom.
You think if he was Spanish, he would have swam a little faster. Ba-doom.
El tits. Yeah, dude, she fucking teaches her how to speak or like reach the fucking dead and shit. Her daughter.
Which is like, that's the classic fucking. He said, ouch, he just lost a viewer. I'm Spanish. Dude, that's hilarious, dude. Please don't leave. No.
Just that.
Right.
Fucking tits, dude, stay. Tits rule.
So you like tits, right?
Huge beeps. Oh, dude.
You can still like tits. It's even sweeter, bro. When chicks like. Sorry, I can't even get it out, dude.
Dude, hold on. I got a good idea. All right, so real quick, in this movie, Hereditary, so much I love talking about fucking tits. I'm just going to skim through the movie for you. You just say, like, yeah, no, that happened. Long story short, Jones is friends with that mom's grandma, and basically her grandma was a fucking cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she was so secluded from the family. So Joan bamboozled Annie into convincing her to learn this spiritual shit. You know, I don't know. If you fucking read your horoscope, you probably know what I'm talking about. She teaches her that. And really, it's just to fucking release the demon King
Right.
Payman, one of the great... not devils, what was it?
Like...
Kings? Oh,
Kings,
one
yeah.
of the 8 kings of hell or some shit.
Right.
So, like, Satan's buddies, his top 8 on MySpace.
Right.
King Payman's like 4.
He was like general. He sent him like somewhere.
Yeah.
He's like, you are in charge of raping everybody.
So
Go ahead.
he's like, okay. So she fucking Joan teaches Annie, Charlie's mom, the spiritual, like the penis. Or
Gotcha. Anyways, go ahead.
Penis. Is that what it's called? Seance.
The seance.
Seance.
Yeah. You say
teaches-
Mike Pence?
Mike Pence. That guy's a fucking demon. A little fucking turd demon.
Somebody released him. Is it locked? I'm the guest camera.
So she, Joan teaches Annie how to.
Bam! Look at that.
Twins. Teaches her how to do the spiritual thing, to talk to Charlie. And really, it's just like a sneaky little plan to release King Payman into Peter, Charlie's brother's body, to possess. So Annie gets home, wakes up her family like a crazy broad, and they do it, and it starts going off all weird and shit. And I realized that, like, after watching it, when she was released, King Payman, and Payman took over Annie's body,
Yeah.
that King Payman was like mimicking Charlie and shit.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, everything's good.
Right.
Because, you know, King Payman's going to be like, I can't just be like, hey, it's me.
Right.
So convincing Annie and shit that, like, hey, it's Charlie.
Right. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about it like that. I thought about, like, he was already in the daughter before. But
I thought that too, but
is there something I missed that fucking disproves that?
I thought that too, that King Payman, like, I'm showing respect to a fucking king of hell. Like,
right.
sorry, you never know when it's gonna pay off if there is an afterlife. But I thought that too, that King Payman was in Charlie's body, the 13-year-old daughter. But when Annie went to Joan's house and realized that, like, the mat was in the same craft that her grandma had, or her mom had,
You're right.
she went up in the attic and went through all her old shit. Or no, she went into her room and went through all her possessions and saw that, like, her mom made her grandkids mats the same way for Joan.
Right.
And then she went through that book, her mom's book about King Payman, and it said it was like highlighted that I could only possess a male body. So I didn't, like, after seeing that part, I was like, oh, that's why she was trying to get so close to her son
Right.
when he was born, Peter,
Right.
because she's a cult leader.
I didn't see it. I must not have just seen the highlighted part of that or something.
Yeah.
But
Well, when she
or I
started,
just don't remember it. Or
yeah, I do that sometimes where, especially a new movie, I do that where, like, I'll pause it, like the King Payman part when she opened up the book, and I was like, hold on. So I Googled King Payman,
something. Right.
and it came up, like, yeah, folklore or whatever, or biblical shit. Possesses a bot, has to be a male. And I remember in that group, that first group meeting Annie had with those people, she mentioned like, yeah, my mom was just so like secretive and weird, and you know, the only time she wanted to get in my life was when my son was born. So I started thinking like, oh, she wanted to get like, oh, I have a grandson now. I'm a cult leader. King Paimon needs to possess the body of a male. So I think she like.
And first of all, how sexist, King Keepin.
Yeah.
Come on.
Seriously. Yeah, so then I was like, okay, well, after watching the movie, I was like, okay, then why did she get so close to Charlie? I was like, was Charlie a dude?
Well, she said your sister a bunch.
Yeah.
But, like,
Well, I thought that. I was like, was Charlie a dude?
She was definitely looking gnarly, dude. She could have went both ways, really.
So
you just think it was just any plea to get closer to the family?
Yeah.
Right?
And then I don't got time to read that shit. So yeah, I think it was just a long-term plot to get closer to the family. It's just getting closer to or is getting close with Charlie, and then being like, but she was still distant.
Right.
And then yeah, she found out there was a connection with Joan and her mom, and she was like a cult leader and all this shit. And then basically the whole thing flashback is when Joan met Annie, was like, this bitch Joan and her cult followers straight grave robbed her mom, and like are just like being all weird and like watching her family close, and it was like, oh shit, their daughter died.
Right.
All right, spiritual shit. She made this up. Like, I have a grandson, Jake, and she showed her how to connect with Jake, and it was just King Paimon playing the ploy,
Right.
of being like, yeah, I love you, Grandma, and she's like, yeah, and she's like, but before you leave, if you want to reach out to her, and boom, she did it. Opened up the door
Right.
for King Paimon, and
There he was. The one, like, how dirty of that chick though, like to fucking like catch her while she's about ready to leave that meeting. She was gonna go in or
Yeah.
whatever, and then she didn't end up doing it. She's like, hey, like, dude, how dirty, dude, do you have to be?
yeah, you gotta be like a fucking Satanist or something.
There is an there is an afterlife, but only one where we are in. So wait, only. Right. I wasn't given the choice. Are you saying I don't remember being given the choice? There is no free will, dude. We'll just
Dude,
we'll end it like that, dude. End that conversation.
That big paragraph with no commas, I'm gonna just break it down to one line. I've tried so hard, but sometimes in the end it doesn't even matter. Yeah.
Boom, bing, bing, boom, boom.
So yeah, man. The gates open for Sir Paimon, and dude, I feel so bad for the husband because he's like going through all this shit, and she's going batshit crazy, desperate mom, like looking for any outlet, like reaching spirits and shit, doing that, forcing her son and her husband to do it, and you could just see her husband's like, you gotta get through this
Right.
reasonably.
Right.
You have to get over it. Like, leave the spirits alone. Like, just.
Right.
And the mom's just so broken down. She's just like.
So my girlfriend broke up with me for quoting Linkin Park too much. I like how you spelled it like the city that you live near, or lived near at least. I don't know where you live now.
I don't know what happened, but the YouTube isn't popping up in the chat.
Of course. Why would it work? We're still seeing what you're saying, though, James.
So she tries,
Licking. They should have called themselves that, dude. You think that dude, the guitar player, still's got fucking headphones on right now, jamming? Like he's always got the fucking earmuff headphones on. Like, like what are you listening to on there, dude? You got the metronome going or what? What is it?
Lincoln Pork.
Licking pork.
So she tries getting her husband to burn that sketchbook of Charlie's that she thought was Charlie drawing and shit
Right.
when she awoke in the spirit or whatever. And then it was funny. He was just like, I'm not doing this. So she was just like, I'll do it, and she threw it into the fire, and her husband just burst into flames, which was something I didn't get. Why did he burst into flames?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to rewatch it because I feel like,
yeah.
right. I feel like there's a few things it's been so long since I've actually seen it. I should have fucking watched it before.
Do you think I wasn't gonna watch it, bro?
No, I don't know.
told you, give me a shot.
I just watched Chernobyl last night instead. Really.
Fucking Chernobyl Diaries over here. Somebody make that a movie. So yeah, he burst into flames and he's dead. Then homeboy Peter, the kid, he wakes up from his like little. He knocked himself out at school, slamming his head against his desk because I don't know. It's a possession movie.
Right.
That shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, I forgot about that scene. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was like.
He was just like, he raised his hand like fucking Jake in college, and the teacher was like, yeah? And his face all started getting like twitched out, and he was like, okay. And then everybody started freaking out. There was a few parts in that movie that I thought were like dream sequences, and there was actually dream sequences in it.
Right.
And I thought that was for real.
Right.
Like the whole like her getting decapitated, I was like, no way.
Right.
Kind of like 20 minutes in, I was like, no.
Right.
But yeah, he wakes up, finds his dad's corpse burnt in the living room. Everything's like fucked up and knocked over. King Pyman has now fully possessed the mom, or no, something fucking possessed her.
Say it again because I was reading his comment. Sorry.
King Pyman,
Yeah.
possessed Annie, the mom.
Yeah.
And she starts chasing her kid into the fucking attic. Kid goes up in the attic. Yeah. That scene should have been a lot longer. Not focusing on the girl's head in the middle of the road, but just her head banging and shit. Fucking metal. He's in the attic. There's like naked, overweight, middle-aged people that are cult followers. Covens?
Yeah. Covens. I guess, yeah.
It's like oven with a C in the front.
Right.
So he like gets freaked out because he looks up in the ceiling and his mom is decapitating herself with piano wire, which was fucking that shot was awesome. I was like, all right, cool. He freaks out. He jumps out the window, fucking slams in the ground, dies, and then finally that like little light that's been going through the movie like here and there.
Yeah.
Like when Charlie was into her room before she died, she was like doing something. And it was like traveling in the room.
Yeah.
Turns out to be the spirit of King Pyman.
Right.
So, Peter Bangladesh is dead because he jumped out the window and he fucking broke his nose again. Dude, when he fell out and he face planted into the ground, I was like, hey, you broke your nose. So that spirit takes over and then he looks up and then his decapitated mom, it reminded me like Beetlejuice, like where she's just floating to the Charlie's treehouse. She goes up in it, and King Pyman's like, I don't think they're throwing me a party.
Right.
He goes in there, goes up, and all the fucking cult followers are like on their knees and shit. And then it's a mannequin, and then whose head with the crown?
Can't even remember, dude.
Charlie.
Oh yeah.
Fucking tits. Yeah, dude. So her decapitated mom, or their decapitated mother and grandmother are on their knees as like, we're not worthy.
Right.
Blood spitting out. The grandma's corpse is black now because it's decaying. And they put the crown on, Joan puts the crown on King Pyman, and they all start chanting shit, and there you go. King Pyman's Hindu.
Do you think that has anything to I guess, yeah, I don't know.
What?
I was just gonna say, is there any like significance to her getting her head chopped off the way she did and her decapitating herself with piano wire? You know what I mean? Like just like I have to rewatch it. I'm thinking I'm gonna rewatch it today.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so decapitation. The bird. Charlie decapitates the bird. Charlie herself gets decapitated by the telephone pole. The grandma, after her corpse is grave robbed, that's decapitated.
Right.
And then Annie, the mother, I don't want to say self-decapitates because she's not really possessing that body anymore.
Right.
So that's 4 decapitations. I don't know what the significance. Maybe when I paused the movie to read real quick on King Pyman, I don't know if I missed something like that's written in history or biblical or Old Testament about King Pyman. Like he was like, it's known for decapitating spirits or something.
He's the executioner.
Yeah, like the Boltons with Flaying. Not even 1 week. Like I don't know, but
Sir Ilan Payne.
Yeah, that guy. Hopefully he's doing okay.
Sir Ilan Pyman.
But yeah, man, I wasn't really expecting that movie to be that good, especially like how you said in the beginning when I asked you to refer a movie and you were like, that one, because I'm gonna go see Midsommar.
Right.
And then I read about Midsommar, like a quick premise of it. Dude, a fucking couple goes to like Sweden or some shit for like a festival that happens only 90 years.
Yeah.
Every 90 years. And it's just a bunch of fucking pagans that do like really fucked up rituals and shit.
Right.
And the couple's like, nah, we're good.
Right.
I think we'll just go to Stockholm.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you gotta do this. You gotta help us burn this sofa from IKEA. Like, look, I don't want to do that.
Right.
But I will take that pillowcase.
Dude likes cult movies, apparently.
Yeah, honestly.
Speaking of cult movies, you ever seen the movie Mandy? Nicolas Cage is in
Yeah,
it.
you said, okay, because they rung a bell, and I was like,
It's not a typical Nicolas Cage movie, dude. Like, it's actually really dope. It's like basically about kind of culty shit too. It pretty much is, but there's all kinds of crazy shit going on. It's really like psychedelic. But that's another one worth watching.
what did you watch it on?
I think I just downloaded it. It might be on one of those though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, man, that was a really good movie. And it came out like a year ago. Hereditary.
And obviously it's got some replay value considering I can't remember a lot of stuff.
Perfect example. Yeah, I mean, fucking.
Ken,
He
this
said-
guy wants you to tell a story, but I would advise you as your lawyer not to.
Do you remember that? I think I do from probably at Jimmy Craig's house.
Straw was like in the way. Let me just take over now. Oh yeah, dude. So James, it was probably like 8 years ago. James, I was DDing. Sorry, that was belief. I was DDing. I was DDing for fucking James and LB. I think it was just us three. Yeah. Okay. Dude, I don't know, man. Like, we were blasting music and shit. And, yeah, we were blasting music. It was at night after a party. And fucking, I was like jamming and shit with them, driving. And it was like 10 minutes into the drive and shit. Fucking, we go through a light or whatever, and a fucking big dip, and it made kind of like a loud noise. And I was like, turn the fucking music off, because they're drunk.
I thought that was you spinning the wheel hard as fuck, dude. I was like, damn.
They, like, so yeah, big dip, kind of a loud noise. They didn't hear it, but I fucking turned the music down, and I was like, dude, I think I fucked up your car or something, or like, because it made a sound. And right off rip, dude, fucking James was like, dude, you just hit that fucking dog. And I'm like, dude, what? I was like, I didn't hit no fucking dog. It's nighttime and fucking I don't have my glasses on.
Smart.
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm DD. But I'm like, dude, no, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, dude, no, I didn't. I was like, I didn't hit a fucking dog. I would have seen a fucking dog get hit. I'm not saying I would have swerved, you know, but like if I hit a dog, I feel like I would have fucking.
You would have seen it.
Dude, so we're going from point 8 from hitting the dog to getting to where we gotta go. LB is just like, he picked up on it and he's like, dude, what the fuck, man? So now I'm like, dude, what the fuck? We got to
Said yank the girl who was walking its arm out of socket. That's funny. Like,
oh yeah, he did say that. And I was just like, dude, what? And we got to point B where we had to be. I fucking don't I just throw in the park, dude. Don't even turn the car off. I get out, I look at the grill, and I look up, and they're fucking cracking up. I'm like, dude. I'm like, what? It's just because how they played it so quick, because I was dead sober and all serious, and like I heard that sound, not my fucking car, so I was just kind of like, I turned the music off.
Better
address
like, this.
Yeah, I was like, James, what the fuck? I was like, did you hear that, dude? He's like, when I turned it down, I didn't like see his face. Like I wasn't looking at him to be like, oh, is he fucking with me real quick off rip? So when I did that, I turned the music off and fucking looked at him. He was like, dude, you just fucking hit that car or that dog. Like the first thing he said. Yeah, on the way, I kept saying that shit on the way back. I was about to go on the lam, dude. I was about to move to like fucking Knoxville, Tennessee.
Overrating some dog with his car.
Like, dude, I'll pay. Yeah, I kept saying that to him. And then when I got out of the car, when we got back to LB's, I got out of the car. I looked at his grill. And I didn't even like think of anything besides looking up, and through his windshield, him and LB are just cracking up. And I'm like, dude.
You think he would have got out too if he really thought you hit something with his car? But he's just sitting in there like, you check it out, bro.
Well, that's driving. Yeah, did you? We got when we got the LB's, and I threw that boy in park. I like didn't even fucking wait. Right. Threw in the park, and I just got out.
He's
it's like, dude, you're straight. There's no blood. I was like, there's no dent, but you know, there's no blood. So
could have been a small dog though.
I'm like looking at his tires and shit, dude. I'm like, fuck. And then now I'm like going back to fucking Canton or some shit from LB's, and I gotta drive, so I'm like super like focused.
All right.
Like, you never know, dogs could be just don't want to test my luck by being a careless driver. Could be a dog. That was just the most random shit, dude. That was fucking tits, dude. Good joke. Oh yeah, he said my bad, dude. I still feel bad. I mean, I don't know. I could have killed us all not wearing my glasses at night.
That's probably the first thing, dude. That's probably like the first thing he thinks about every time he sees us doing this podcast, because he's come in the chat many times. He's probably just like, should I bring that up? That one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. When Dan was like, this guy wants you to tell a fucking story or this story or some shit, and I read it. I was like, I remember that.
I've never inceptioned anyone like that before. How's that inceptioning him? Oh, you mean deception?
This shit was hilarious. I'm glad you still own that car, dude.
He just lied to him.
Right. I know, right? It's not like he was dreaming while this happened.
I was freaked out, James, because I was high as shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You guys, like, they were, like, drinking, intoxicated. I was like, I'll be the DD.
Oh, dude. I actually remember that, dude. Dude, that shit was hilarious. Like, never, like, met my dad before, and he was over the house. And he just pretty much just, like, a lot of back hair. I'm like, you know, my dad, like, walks around with no shirt and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you got a lot of back hair.
Dude.
Right.
Balls. That's hilarious.
I hope you're still like that, dude. Just, like, random as shit. You kind of seem like that through the messages here in the chat, but you never know. I'm thinking about that, and, like, I feel like at the time I know you have kids now, but did you have kids at the time?
with he sold a car with a blown engine to a foreigner, or me? Oh yeah.
Where
I was doing the Dougie back then.
How did you sell a car with a blown engine? Didn't the guy notice that the car wouldn't run?
you're just like, hey, wait for me to leave to drive off in it, all right? See you later.
He's like, I'd like to take this on a test run. He's like, look, man, you want it or not? He's like, I just moved to this country and I trust everybody. Yeah.
He's like, you look brown.
Oh, it still started.
You just had a knock in it or something. I don't know why I say that like I know anything about fucking engines. You have a knock in it, bro? Is that what it was?
Yeah, after the car wouldn't fucking...
Rod knock, huh?
After the car wouldn't go anywhere, dude had to walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah. He was walking like an Egyptian for sure, dude. Right back to the used car dealership.
Oh, man. Where we
That'll
at?
do it.
Time-wise?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah,
We could wrap up at this point.
Oh, really? What are we at?
just about 2, maybe a few minutes over.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this has been a good one.
Yeah. Considering we were, I mean, we did have stuff, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so, Jesus Christ. So, the fucking first episode back, fucking tits.
hell yeah.
Just change the name to fucking tits.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Love you too, bud. We gotta hang out sometime.
Yeah, man.
Come on the podcast and chill, dude.
I never know how to fuck.
Hopefully the California Raisins doesn't fuck this up.
All right. If it's not flagged, I'm gonna fucking make a clip of that because oh shit was funny.
Dude, yeah. I never know how to end this shit.
Yeah. Follow the. Subscribe to the YouTube, and hit the bell button once you do, so you get notifications for when we go live. That's a good idea for you, for anybody.
Do it now.
Yeah, so click the link, subscribe, touch the bell. Fucking
You can ring my bell.
fucking boobs. But yeah, man, try to get them subscribers.
They should turn the bell into just a nice pair of tits.
They should fucking turn the bell to a fucking tit, and then
When you hit it, it turns into 2 tits.
yeah, but then like when you hold down the tit, it's like an emoji. You pick the kind of race of tit you like.
Oh.
You know, like how you like you do like the fucking fist. Anytime I send somebody fist, obviously I'm gonna the black power fist.
Yeah.
But the bell is a fucking tit now, and you just hold it down. It's like select your race of tit. Yellow tit, white tit, brown tit, light brown tit, dark tit, tits of the world.
Anyways, yeah, I don't have any.
Follow the Instagram.
Yeah, follow Instagram. We don't have a Snapchat because there's no fucking need for it.
Yeah.
Send us money.
Yeah, do we have that set up? No, we don't. I could easily set that up though through the
Yeah,
the program.
I'll leave my routing number. I trust you guys. Leave my social security number. Yeah, subscribe, like, share. Keep on liking tits.
All right.
Out this bitch.
Yeah, we out. Thanks.
Tits.